stole my mom's laptop for this. They're in Spain.
I saw that. They're world
Yeah.
traveling right now. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was scrolling through my feed and I literally just see a picture of your dad Supermaning your mom in the middle of the air. I was like,
I
these
didn't
two
see
are
that.
iconic.
They are so funny. I swear, like, that's why I have such high standards because my dad will just randomly Superman my mom
He
at
said,
the at a beach club.
in Spain. In Spain,
Yeah.
no less. It's like, this isn't Myrtle
Hmm.
Beach. This is
Yeah.
Europe. I like it. Okay, so we will dive in first with our week's wilted violets and shiny pearls. Um, do you want to go first, Haley, or should I go first? I honestly am kind of coming up with mine on the fly. So if you have set
Oh,
in stone ones.
okay. I can go first.
Okay.
So my wilted, I'm gonna start with my wilted violet for the week, and it's all the girls on Poshmark that are not buying my clothes.
Mm. Yeah, that.
Wilted violet, wilted violet to all of you, because I literally have put so many. Okay, this might just be because I didn't realize how much of a whole like production this was, but like if you just take a photo of the outfit, right? Like when we're online shopping for regular clothes at regular stores, like we want to see it on somebody and like the colors and like all this stuff.
Yeah,
So
and
my
thank you.
mom, she's like the queen of Poshmark. She sells like $100 a day. Like she always makes a sale. And so I was on FaceTime with her and she was like, "Can I make some suggestions?" So she was suggesting that I try all the clothes on and like model it and wear it. And I was just like, oh my God, this was like a full day thing. There was like
Yeah,
there's like 16 or 17 items on my Poshmark and I
yeah.
tried on like all of them. By the end of the day, I was just laying naked on my bed. Like, I don't want to put another
Exhausted.
item of clothing on. I just was like, I'm just gonna stay here. It was just like a way bigger thing. So to all the girls out there that are successfully making money on Poshmark,
Kudos.
good for
Shout
you
out.
guys. Give me some tips because
Yeah.
I'm struggling. I'm
Oh,
really
give us some help comments.
girl.
All right. What's your shiny pearl?
I think I'm gonna be really like basic with my shiny pearl this week and kind of not really thought provoking, but for
That's
me,
fine.
my shiny pearl of this week is frozen yogurt. I just
Delicious.
like I it's summer.
Yeah.
I'm on my period.
Mm,
I
yeah.
needed a quick fix.
Yeah. Guilt free. A guilt free quick fix.
The
Amazing.
toppings
Yeah. Unlimited toppings. You can just weigh it at the end.
did
Ignore the
so.
weight.
I've really been. Here's the other thing I'll say: people aren't going to frozen yogurt establishments enough. We used to be a proper country and get frozen yogurt like once a week, and we don't do that anymore.
Okay. And here's my 2 cents on that. Give it another 5 or 6 years, and I think it's going to come back again. Sweet Frog,
Mm-hmm.
and now I think it'll come back. Just give it maybe 6 years is too long. I think it'll come back. I think that the
I don't
desire
get.
goes in ebbs and flows, you know? Okay, so my shiny pearl is going out to my husband who he just texted me and said, I got green beans with my dinner tonight. So I want to give a shiny pearl to him for finally caving to
And eating a
the
vegetable.
finally well eating a vegetable and like finally caving to like the training he's been under. Like I think it's very funny that the minimal like once you get to a certain point with your spouse or your partner or whoever, you guys are not texting. I don't text, like, I do not text Kevin at all. Like, we barely even call each other because we spend all of our time with each other. There's like literally no, there's no reason to have the additional contact. I'm just like, not, I don't really care.
Right.
But when we do, if I look through The shiny pearl is our conversation that does exist in text. It's the most insane, just, series of text
Like
messages.
forward answers.
Yeah, and it's usually when he's on a work trip. And shiny pearl to him also because he said that he was going to go to a Chinese buffet in in like small town USA, upstate South Carolina tonight, and he ended up going somewhere, and maybe it was at the Chinese buffet, but at least he got green
At
beans.
least he got green
At
beans.
least he
Good
got
for
green
him.
beans. So shiny
Eating a
pearl,
veggie.
shiny pearl to my training, working on my husband to get him to eat healthier, especially, trying to plan for fertility and things. It's like a conversation we've been having about him being healthier.
Mm.
Um, my will
Fertility
to
maxing.
fertility maxing, keep him healthy and strong, literally like giving him crushed up vitamins and his energy drinks, trying to like equal out the good and the bad.
Does he know of the precautions you're giving him, or are you just sort of like,
Yeah, we
here's
no,
a
we have
smoothie
like
I'm making for you, and it's just like a bunch of pills,
yeah, I think just like in
vitamins.
general, it's just like the evolution of my husband must be the shiny pearl this week because in general, he's like such a good partner. And I think that we do have a lot of open conversations about fertility and those things. And he's like really supportive. And it's just, it's nice to think back to the man that I met in college
Right. He
is
was young. He
not
was
he was
young.
very young. Yeah,
Yeah.
the cow I had to push up the stairs to fall in love with me as we were prescribed. That's what he was like a cow pushing a cow up the stairs to be with him. So shiny pearl to Kevin for succumbing to my training unwillingly. It's just natural now. And then my wilted violet's a pop culture wilted violet, and I actually posted a little bit about this on the wilted violet threads account this week. Wilted violet to Riley Green, you little sourpuss, you negative Nelly. I don't understand why you are being so nasty. Like, I've like now because I interacted with a video of him and Theo Vaughn, I'm like starting to see other interviews of him and just in general, he has this like air of like cockiness and just like arrogance that's like so not cute. Like I literally was on threads and I was like, if I hear Riley Green on my phone, I'm like, if I can't skip the songs like fast enough, I'm gonna yeet my phone across the room. I don't want to hear his voice. I don't want to hear his music. And you can, and I know this might be a bold statement, hear me out. I have never liked him. He's just a very attractive man. He literally is talking with a little bit of rhythm. That's it. That's my 2 cents on the wilted violet for him. But he's definitely taking an L in all of the country pop culture drama because I don't understand why he has to be so nasty. It's like not necessary. Like, what are your thoughts
I
on it?
I didn't really think that he was being arrogant. I thought he was showing how extremely insecure of a person he is.
Okay, and T.
Like
I like that better. Roll it back and then insert what she said.
like the more I watched it, the more I was like, this is somebody like Theo Vaughn is
King.
just like,
My king.
I don't know how you could, there's nothing you could really say to offend Theo Vaughn,
No.
but like maybe try and play his game on his podcast. Like he was just being funny. Like the way he phrased stuff, like, have you ever thought about like, don't you wish grandpa's never died? Like like my response back to that being Riley Green would have been like, never thought of it, not a single time. I don't know, like joking.
Yeah.
And then I would have gone into like, no, the reason I wrote this song, and then explain it. Like, why was he being so like, it almost felt to me that he couldn't like make a joke about himself, which is like a huge turnoff to me in any type of way. And you know what's even worse? I just, because we're still on this topic, I want to bring this up. The song Dixieland Delight, what state is it about?
It's about the state of Tennessee. If you recall, you go back, you listen to that song. It says on a Haley, I'm sorry. What does it say in that song? On a what Saturday night?
What is it? I don't remember.
It says in Tennessee Saturday.
Singing the entire song except for that portion, and I was like, go back, go back. I was like, hang on, it'll come to me. I was like, hang on, I gotta relive. Like, you know,
All
when
right.
you're going through the whole song. I needed the whole song to be done before I could go back. I was like, I'm just gonna on a
One more time, one more time.
Tennessee.
So, Hailey, it's a what Saturday night?
It's a Tennessee,
Correct.
Tennessee Saturday night.
Okay, beautiful. I think those were good. Those were very real shiny pearls, wilted violets this week. We're gonna dive in to our main topic, and this topic was actually brought to you by the lovely Miss Hailey. After our episode last week, we were discussing what we wanted to talk about this week, and I have a fun little name for this episode. And this week's episode is going to be called "Do You Have Friends in Low Places?" This week, we're talking about friendships and the ways in which we're making decisions on who we are friends with. So, one thing we're asking ourselves as we start this discussion is, how do you get better at choosing your friends without becoming closed off? So, we have a few hills we claim we will die on in terms of friendships and those different topics. Do you have any initial thoughts you want to share, Hailey, before I dive into the hills we want
Yeah,
to die, we say we die on?
I want to share one thing because this topic was brought to me solely because of the Riley Green conversation. I watched that video and I thought to myself, this is somebody who cannot make a joke at themselves or laugh about themselves. And I remember thinking, like, I could not have that in a friend. I would need to have a friend that can, like, laugh with me or even at me or like at themselves, can make a joke of themselves, doesn't really take themselves so seriously. And it's like, it is a bigger topic of discussion that I feel like really needs to be talked about, so that you're not wasting a lot of your time with friends or people in your life that you realize like aren't necessarily good for you or helping you become the best version of yourself that you can be.
Absolutely. So, both Hailey and I have experienced friendships that do look good on paper, but were not actually healthy. Um, After high school and college, when you're in those environments where it's easier to meet people, it can feel different to have an adult friend because you're not necessarily basing being friends with someone on proximity. Because I think that's one of the really wonderful things about when you are in school, you do have a lot of friends because you're in like a more in a proximity situation than actually meeting people that you are similar to or have similar morals and values. Um, Social media can make everyone feel like they need to have a giant friend group because one of the, trends on social media is seeing people post about large dinner parties they're having or vacations they're taking with large friend groups. And it can feel really upsetting to think, oh, I'm not going on trips with a large group of people. Like I'm only going with like my partner, or I don't even get to see my friend, my best friend once or twice a year. We're asking ourselves, in making new friends, are we expecting too much? Is that why it's harder to make friends as an adult? Should I've been friends with this person since high school, but I don't necessarily feel like that person cares about me anymore, or we're not agreeing on things and they're putting me in situations that are uncomfortable or things like that. Should I end this friendship? Why am I always the one reaching out? Why am I not getting a reciprocation of attention from this person? And do they not like me anymore? What's happening? What's wrong? And most people do say and that they're ignoring red flags because they don't want to seem mean. I feel like we're in this digital age where and it's like really crazy because I believe it's Bryce Dallas Howard. It's her episode of Black Mirror where it's a society where everybody is their value of exchange and even purchasing things comes from their rating, and they're always being consistently rated by other people in society based on like interactions they're having, or like you get into like a car accident and you have a really out there nasty reaction, people that are watching this like happening can give you a negative review. And I think that's like genuinely, it's not a reality, it's not like a tangible thing that's happening right now in our society, but that sentiment of like not feeling comfortable to be authentically yourself because you're worried about what other people are thinking of you is definitely something that happens and exists. So this will be a fun conversation for us today, I think. So our hill number one, you should be way pickier about your friends. So this kind of goes along with the friendship myth. If they're nice, they're friend material. Being pleasant really isn't enough in a friendship. Like face value, kindness is not deep enough to sustain a friendship for a long period of time. So what are your initial thoughts on that take that being pleasant isn't enough?
I would agree. I would really agree with that because I feel like if you really are a good friend to someone, like you might have to have a difficult conversation with them. Like holding in something and thinking like, "Oh, I'm just going to be like the nice friend that just like is really sweet to her and kind to her, whatever." But there is something like deep rooted that you wish you could share with her. Already you're not being a good friend. I think it's so much more important to be authentic than it is to be kind. Kindness is the foundation of a friendship, but it's not like, "What? I'm nice to her." Like,
Yeah, isn't that enough? Should that
yeah.
just be enough? Yeah, I think
No.
what
Cuz there are
qualities.
times where I'm not nice,
Mhm.
but I'm coming from a place of knowing whatever it is that I know about a person to be like, I need to tell you this because I feel like all of your other friends that are just being nice to you are not telling you what you really need to hear right now. Like, that's the difference between an acquaintance and a friend. Like, an acquaintance just being nice to you all the time won't give it to you straight like a friend will sometimes.
Yeah. So, what are some qualities that you're looking for now, Haley, in a friend when you're
Oh, man.
out in the wild?
I really have like three qualities when I'm looking for a new friend this time in my life, and even kind of looking back at my old friendships and kind of thinking, okay, do they have these qualities? If they not, are we just drifting apart? And that can be really sad too, to just realize like you aren't the same girls you were 10 years ago, but it's like people grow up and grow out of things, or they have new values and you sort of just have to figure it out on the fly. But like for me, qualities I look for is someone who can take accountability. But like I can't tell you how many like small tiffs I got in college to where I could have set a boundary to be like, they're clearly not going to take accountability for their actions. I can't make anyone take accountability for their actions, but I can know that this is a person that can't. And I don't want to surround myself for someone to not admit, okay, you know what, I was in the wrong this time. Like, I'm really sorry about it. Like, I think accountability is really important to have as a friend because we are human beings. We are going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
So if you cannot have someone in your life make a mistake and then apologize for it, and then it's on you to accept their apology and move on from it, that's where it becomes a two-person dynamic, because it's one thing to have someone who has accountability, but then it's on you to ultimately either accept it or be like, I can't be your friend anymore. But
Mm.
like, you can't have a friend who's willing to accept someone that never counts himself accountable and never apologizes, and then it just becomes like a resentful friendship because you're just like in this state of like they always do something and they never apologize for it and they never see like their side, which is like kind of going on to my second one. For me, I feel like self-awareness is also very important. Still in my head, I'm like, gosh, did they not understand that they are kind of the problem? When it like when I hear some of my friends speak or say stuff, I'm sort of like, do you know where you went wrong though? Or what your part in it is. I think like having self-awareness of knowing like what your flaws are when you come to a friendship is like also really important. Like I had a friend that I just started hanging out with more. We worked together, and she's like, "I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna tell you right now. Like, you'll text me, and I probably won't respond for like 5 or 6 days before I get back to you. It has nothing to do with you, and it's fully me just not knowing how to time manage." And she like listed all these things about herself that I was like, "Wow, if I didn't know that, I would have totally thought it was my fault for reaching out and wanting to hang out with her, and her not responding to me, and I would have thought like." Oh, okay, she just like hates me and doesn't want to hang out with me. But her like
Right.
early on admitting to me like I hardly am on my phone, I'm out a lot, I won't respond, but I will randomly think of you and the moment I do I will text you and then like we should make a plan to do something. It's like
Hmm.
that can be a little bit of a turn off to someone who wants like a really close knit friend, but for me, I'm like,
A plus to her
okay.
for A plus to her, like you said, for admitting to that. But yeah, that's where you got to look at that in your like at face value and be like, do I want someone that isn't necessarily present all the time? Like, do I need someone more
Right.
consistently available? Yeah.
And that's why I feel like a friendship, it's like you have to look at what you're looking for in a friend, but you also have to realize where am I kind of vulnerable? Like where do I sort of like get defensive or angry or sad when I'm not like fully getting what I need to out of a friend. And I'm also like a big believer in like I know people probably out there have like one core solid best friend that they do everything with, they tell everything to, and it's just like that is my person, that's my best friend, like that's who knows everything about me. But like I don't really feel that way. I feel like my friendships are more like the Horcruxes in Harry Potter, like Voldemort.
Yes,
Like
that's yeah. I like that. Yeah.
I have like different friends for different conversations that I have to have, and it's sort of like you just kind of figure out when you can talk to like I don't put all of my horcruxes into one Harry Potter.
You
Like
got to spread them out. Yeah. You got to
I
spread them
feel like
out.
I will have friends that I've known longer, or like that I've lived with for 4 years that obviously there will be different connections to, but I just don't think the right way of looking at it is like finding that one friend that you hang out with and you don't explore any other friendships either. I feel like that
Yeah.
can also be like pretty damaging because it's just a lot of it's a lot on one person, really, if it's just
Yeah.
your close friend that you only give that to and like you become like codependent on them. It really can like become a bad relationship if you are so codependent of one another that you can't do anything on your own.
Did you do your third? You said you're one and your two. You said your third.
Oh, my third is if you can't laugh at yourself, then I can't be friends with you. Like I don't
Period.
know. But here's my like tagline that I would say if anyone were to ask me like what's an ick for you as a friend? I would be like if I'm talking to my friend and I would say if everyone in your life is the problem, I got some bad news for you. If there isn't a single thing in your life that you're like, I have to admit I didn't do well on this conversation I had with this one friend, like if everyone else in your life is the problem, it's probably bad news.
You. You're the
That's
bad
really
news, boo
telling.
boo.
That's really telling if you like are just and
My,
I can't tell you
yeah.
how many times I've been on the phone with a couple of my friends and it's like a 40-minute phone call of like everyone just like bang, bang, like ruining my friend's life. Like I'm sort of like, okay, but where are you in all of this? Like it's gotten to the point where I'm like,
My,
I'm good
I,
by the way.
so, yeah, literally, it's like, yeah, actually, I got a promotion at work, and I guess that's the end of our conversation. Talk to you again when your world's falling apart. Okay, I'm gonna move into Hill to Die on number two.
Okay.
Just because you've known someone forever doesn't mean they're meant to stay forever. So the friendship myth here is that loyalty means never walking away. I would say our take, and you can disagree, this is maybe my take. Loyalty shouldn't require tolerating disrespect, manipulation, or growing in opposite directions forever. Sometimes ending a friendship is acknowledging reality. It's not necessary to like just because you have known someone since you were in high school or you grew up together doesn't mean you went in the same directions. I think there's so much complexity to like getting older and like really starting to make your own identity. And just because you, like Haley said earlier, who you meet, you have to have like strong skills to be able to read into like who someone is when you first meet them, to try to at least draw some kind of opinion on who they might be, just so you can protect yourself. But it's so unrealistic to be like, I am friends with this person because when we were six we met each other. And it's different if like maybe it's like a family friend, but I'm talking like, I think these are like high school friendships. You meet someone in high school, you were best friends, like you tried to stay in touch, like you've been trying your best. And it's like once you get, and you see this in like wedding situations too. Like there's like the high school best friend hates
Yeah.
the college best friend who hates the work best friend, and they're all fighting with each other because they're all bridesmaids, and they don't understand like why, like why would the bride be friends with this person? This isn't like me at all. And then why would the friend be brides with this person? I can't believe they like this or they do that this way. You can't always just be friends with someone because of the length of time you were friends with someone, So I think one thing with that is, why do we feel guilt over outgrowing people? Like what is that in us that makes us feel that way? My little beauty queen stealing my next hill to die on.
Oh, is that?
So snaps to you. Not everyone deserves a front row seat in your life. The friendship
Mm-hmm.
myth.
Mm-hmm.
Once we're friends, you get access to everything. So friendship has levels. That's the take right now.
I feel
Not,
very passionately.
yeah.
I feel very, very passionately about this one. So
So, yeah, not
take away.
everyone gets your deepest struggles. Not everyone gets your home whenever they want, access to like your center and your peace. They don't get access to that. Your family, your time whenever they ask. Trust has to be earned. It's not assumed. So, what would you say earns a front row seat to your life? Like what kind of things have you experienced with friends that led you to feel like, you know what, out of all the people that I know right now, that person really deserves like that first phone call when I have a really good or a really bad thing, or I need help, I'm hurt, I'm in the hospital, I haven't, a life thing that just happened to me. I lost my job. Like that person, what about them makes you feel like they should be the one that gets that front row seat to that?
I really feel like it's just having like it's so cheesy of me to say, but like just having that genuine connection with them. He's just so funny and cute. Okay, let me I
Restart,
think
restart,
we'll
sorry.
restart that. I I f- I truly feel like there are a lot of people in this world that want to give access to everybody in their life. Like so this is more so for the people who might be a little bit more reserved, because I know a lot of the time a lot of people like just really want to talk about themselves to anybody they can that will listen. But when it's something that like is truly genuinely like got you down, or something that you're like I need advice over, to me that's a friend that I know will never judge me. Never judge me no matter what it is I'm going to say to them on the phone. They will hear me out before they give me any advice, and they will tell me the hard truth when I need it. Because I have a lot of friends that I sometimes don't feel like I can go to them for something like that, because right off the bat, I'm trying to share my experience of what's going wrong. And then we get sidetracked, and now we're talking about like the issue in their life. And I've literally had this like light bulb moment several times with a couple people that I've known in my life, that I'll hang up and I'll go, we never got to talk about what was bothering me.
Mm-hmm.
And that has like been a big one for me, is it's like I want to call someone that I know will listen right off the bat, and that they will sometimes tell me if I'm being unreasonable,
Yeah.
which is really like going back to the accountability thing. Like I don't always want to go to my closest friends for something, truthfully. It like depends on what the thing is, but if it's like if I need a swift kick in the ass, I might not go to my best friend for it.
Yeah.
I might go to a friend that I've leaned on, that I've learned like, okay, she's really blunt and she'll give it to me how it is, but she might not be my first phone call if like one of my family members is ill.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
Yeah, and I personally overshare. I will be completely transparent with this audience. I feel like one of my ways that I digest things that are happening to me is about talking about them with others. And I have been able over the years to, I guess, hone in on the feeling of like who I can share with, because I can be repetitive and talk about things often, but one of the things that happens, and when I know that that friend should not necessarily have a front row seat to my life, is when I'm sharing something and immediately defending myself for something that happened. So, like, you call someone or you're talking and you immediately can tell they're judging, like you were saying, like Hailey, calling someone and feeling like they're not judging you. That in a social situation, like you're starting to tell like how you reacted or how you feel about something, and like you're immediately on like the defense about how you processed it, how you thought that thing went, and even worse, someone making you feel bad about the way that something happened or that you did something wrong. Hindsight, like we said earlier, you want your friends to be, moral compasses for you and match you in that way so that they can tell you when you're in the wrong. Because not everybody's in the right. But if you're being particularly vulnerable, you shouldn't necessarily, if you're choosing that person to be the front row seat and be the person that you call in times of grief, emergency, happiness, you want that person to just take the information and be there for you. Not necessarily someone who's always taking the opportunity to teach you a lesson or make you feel bad about yourself. Because I've had friends like that where you give them a call or you're trying to explain something and you're just like always on the defense. Like you're always like feel bad about what you did or how you thought about something, and almost like that individual maybe feels like they're superior to you in a way. And it's hard. Sometimes that's just people's personalities. Maybe that's how it was in their household growing up, or maybe that's just like a dynamic they had with a friend when they were younger. It's kind of hard to grow out of a habit like that. But I think, like Hailey said, just being able to go to someone judgment free about any situation is that's really good. But I want to keep us moving through the rest of
yeah, let's
these.
go.
So, hill number 4, I think, yes, hill number 4. If someone is constantly talking badly about everyone else, you're eventually part of that conversation too. You think that friendship myth is, oh, they're only venting. Our take, there's a huge difference between processing a situation and making gossiping your personality. Patterns really matter. I think that falls in line with something I've said before to you. Like, I love to share information. I also love to be people's vault. And people can come to me and know that I'm not going to share their information. But like I said, I'm an oversharer. I'm a talker. I like to talk through things, process things as they happen. But like, knowing the line between when you're just communicating with people and sharing what's happened and what's going on in your life, and when you're being destructive and you're hurting people is really important. And I think that is like, if you're friends with someone and you're always in a situation where you're talking to them and they're gossiping and they're talking badly about like somebody, or being nasty, or just maybe spreading rumors, or creating drama, like, you have to realistically look at that situation, and you cannot be like, oh, Sally Sue would certainly never do that to me. And it's like, no, Sally Sue went home and immediately did that to you with somebody else, especially if it's consistently happening every time you see them. It's like, that's all you do dinner with them once a month, and that's all you did the whole dinner. You didn't talk about anything else. You just talk shit about other people. Yikes.
Mm-hmm.
Haley, what do you think?
Yeah. I'm this way about him and all of my friends. I tell him, I go, I will always support you in a room that you are not in.
Hmm. Amen.
And that's what I think of when I'm looking for a new friend, is it's like,
Amen.
if I was in this, if I was gone, if I was somewhere and a group full of people were talking about me to this friend, what would their response be? And a couple of times when I've thought of other friends, I didn't like how I thought their response would be about me. So I've sort of like moved on from them. But in my heart and in my soul, the other thing that I believe in too is like, if you're defending yourself, like Autumn mentioned, like with the phone call, think of it like when you started dating a guy, or you like show a photo and then you're like immediately defensive, like, okay, but he does this and he does that, and you're like trying to sell this guy to your friends or whoever it is. Like, if you have to be doing that with your friends too, like, they're probably not right for you,
Mm-hmm.
because I've never had a problem being like, oh my God, you are going to love my friend Autumn. She is so funny. She's really kind. She is a tall girl. So just like be ready to like vibe with her on the tallness. Like, if I'm talking about like my other friends who are tall. What is it with me and tall friends? Why are all of my friends like
It's
6 feet
this.
tall?
It has to be. It's just we're magnetically connected to each other. I'm magnetically connected to shorts,
I don't
shorties.
get it. I don't get it, but I've never had a problem describing my friends to other people. But if you have to like think of good qualities to say about this person to another person that doesn't know them, it's like, why are you friends with them?
They've
If you
got
can't
really beautiful hair.
if you can't off the rip describe like 5 things about that person that you just like love, and like why you think they're so funny and awesome and amazing, it's like
Like
you're not.
personality characteristics too, not
Yeah,
like
not like, oh my God, they're
physical.
so beautiful
They
and
have
like
a
they
nice
have like.
house. They have nice cars. Yeah, like
Yeah,
that's
if you can't
them.
off the rip give like 5 good qualities about your friend, like I don't think you have the right friends.
Hill number 5. Your friendships should not regularly drain you. If you're looking at it friendship myth wise, real friendships are hard work. That's not true. Not always. Sometimes maybe for a little while, but it should not be 24/7 hard work. Healthy friendships do require effort. They shouldn't require emotional recovery after every hangout. If you're like drained, like going home and you're like, oh God, like I don't know when I'm gonna see them again. Like I don't, God, I have to mentally prepare myself. There's a difference between supporting someone through a hard season, or being someone's unpaid therapist forever. So that's like a big thing for me, honestly, and I'll kick off on that one. I feel like I've had friends in the past where I'm like, I just don't know the next time I want to see them. Like I don't know if I'm gonna be able, like I'm blowing them off. It's every time like their whole world is ending, and it's like really hard to kind of draw the line, like you were saying earlier, like you're spending time with someone and they don't give you any opportunity for you to talk about yourself, or you're so mentally drained that you don't even have the energy to talk about yourself because you've been nurturing them and you've been trying to help them. Like you a friendship and its truest thought of mine is that you as two people have your souls, and your souls are your sons, and that's where your light comes from, and that's the energy you give to others, and that's the energy others give you. If you go and you evaluate your two selves against each other and they're shining bright because they're taking all of that you have to offer, that's a conversation you have to have with them, because like I believe that your light comes not just from yourself. Like you can be a pioneer and a very big optimist and really work hard at self-enlightenment and just being a strong person. But if the people around you are always chipping away at you and taking what you have to offer, then it's going to become a place of resentment. And that's where you don't want to go. I think that leads to like a really sloppy end to a friendship, is when you start to resent someone, and that's like the knock down, drag out, fight about like you're this person and you're that, and like you're drawing accusations about each other that like maybe you don't even feel are true, but you're just saying things to hurt each other because you've become resentful of them. But what do you think, Haley?
I think that this one hits home for me with just realizing that it's kind of like this last question kind of ties in all the other ones for me of hills we're willing to die on when it comes to friendships, because like it's so hurtful to feel so emotionally drained that you can't go to the one person or to any of your friends to let them know that your emotions are feeling that way. I have
The right friends make your life feel lighter, not louder. I think there's a lot of value in like I was saying, you find someone that can add to you as well as take from you. And you both are kind of, have that balance where you're both adding to each other's lives and both able to use each other as needed. I think I had a situation where I feel like I was, you know, you just you meet someone at a certain point in your life, and then you get to a point and you're like, wow, I feel like you're the same exact person, and like not personality or like, like I would describe Haley as a very, you know optimistic, kind person. Very, she's also very funny. There's a lot of qualities about her that I deem as Haley, but she has become a successful career woman. She has developed, relationships with all kinds of different people. I, grew a lot of respect for her because when we left college, you immediately moved into a remote area that you didn't know anyone, and you really were pioneering a life for yourself. And those are different things that you developed over the past few years. But there's just like some friends that like feel like they're in the same exact place that you met them. And a lot of the things that they're going through are representative of stuff that you're so far past. And it's almost toxic to continue to revisit things that you're not in that same place anymore. And that's something that I've experienced. There's some situations where I'm like, this situation you're in, I can't help you. You're not listening. That's also a problem. The people that want to drain you but don't want to listen to you is so mentally exhausting and taxing. Any last thoughts on that? I know I kind of ended that with a deep and downer.
No, I think because at the end of the day, it's like you either need to choose yourself or that friend. Because for whatever reasons, if you feel so emotionally drained and that friend is not really doing anything for you, like, why are you trying to put so much effort into them if they are not willing to do the same for you? Like, it's like I saw like a phrase or a TikTok the other day of someone being like, I will always want you to bloom. I just don't want you in my garden anymore. Like, it's like no harm, no
Mm,
foul with you. I want you to bloom and grow and turn into an amazing person. I just don't have room for you in my current garden, which it's
okay.
like,
I love that. That was
isn't
so
that
good. That was so
it's
good.
like it's helped me when I have those thoughts of like, oh gosh, like maybe I should like not be bothering myself with this friend. It's like it's not that I want anything against them. I
Life
just
isn't
can't have them
supposed
in
to
my
be
garden.
easy either. I feel like that's like such a big thing that people are dealing with when it comes to like friend breakups. Like like I was saying at the beginning, people are so worried about what people think about them that and how they don't want to add any complexity or things that break the norm to their lives. Like sometimes life is hard and it's about pushing yourself past those circumstances, and how you act and how you treat people, that's how people see you. If you, like I was saying, and when we were on one of our hills earlier, you may be in a situation where, oh my god, I just lost my train of thought.
Gosh, I hate when that happens.
That was a good one too. Oh my god, it's gone.
She said,
she's she's
"Bye."
she's gone. All right, last hill, and then we'll move on to our rapid game. I was literally cresting Mount Everest just now, and
You were cooking too. I was
I'm
waiting for it.
I'm so nervous for the next time I have to do a job interview, because I swear I've even in like meetings
Lost it. It's gone.
and it's gone. I'm literally gonna be like, okay, well, take me as I am. I guess you only get the
Oh
75%.
my
If you
god.
hire me, you get the 100.
I did forget that about you. I'm like sometimes she'll literally just mid thought forget it.
And it's like I used to
I
be
hate
able to
that for
blame
you.
it. I used to
I
be able
hate
to
that for you.
blame it on people interrupting me, and you know how I would always be like, please, like, wait, like, can I say this now because I'll forget it. It's like
Yeah.
really bad. I don't know what that is. It's not even now. I don't even need someone to interrupt me. I'm just like, I swear to God, what happened is I was just sitting here and I looked at my chapstick and I lost it.
You gotta lock in. Lock
Okay,
in, girl.
okay, hill number 8. This is the last hill before we move into our rapid game, press pedals and deadheading. So, adult friendships, and this is just a closing statement, and this is just to get your final thoughts. Adult friendships should feel boring. The friendship myth here is that if there's no drama, the friendship really isn't that close. Our take here is the healthiest friendships are honestly pretty uneventful. Like there are things that happen where there's a little bit chaos entered into the mix, but most times your friendship should feel pretty light, and it should feel warm, and it should feel embracing. You're not keeping score of you went and did this with so and so, or you left me out and I didn't get invited to this, or why would you say this and not do that. There's no, with social media, there's no cryptic Instagram stories of quotes and beautiful flower fields and things that make you think like, oh, is that about me? Like, I don't understand. No wondering where you stand. Like, you always feel good. Like, you respect each other enough. You're comfortable enough to ask, hey, I know we had this discrepancy. I know we had this thing happen. I know this thing happened at Timmy's party last week, but are we good now? Like, I just want to talk to you about it. Like, even if we're not good, like, let's hash it out. No weekly emotional roller coasters. Like, it's pretty status quo. Just consistency, like that's how it should feel. But you should, know that there are, like I was saying, there are times where you could be in a complex situation, because life, like I was saying, life is hard. You will have to deal with and persevere and push through hard times. But in general, you should want to be a nice embrace for your friends at all times, if you can. Nails.
That's really good. I just kept thinking like how different it would be if we did look at our friends the way that we are looking with the man or woman that we want to spend the rest of our lives with. Because you just compared to me like what I feel in my healthy relationship with my boyfriend. Like it's not always going to be easy.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to ruffle a little bit of feathers, but for the most part, it's like a pretty boring relationship. Like when when you're describing a friendship to like your mom or like another friend, it's kind of like, "Oh yeah, she's good. She just, went and got a spray tan and blah blah blah. We're super funny. We like to talk and we giggle, but it's like there's no there's no drama. They just add to your life. And like yeah, I think boring is good.
It is.
I'm like,
And
oh, same old, love her. We'll probably talk to her on the phone in like a couple days, but it's like
life is life throws so many curveballs at you that it really is not sensical to be the pain in someone else's life. And this is like not even saying, because like a lot of this has been us talking about evaluating friends. Like, here's a tip on being a good friend: lead with love. Why would you ever want to be friends with someone to cause chaos or drama? But like, lead in love, lead in light, be someone's anchor, be someone's moral compass, be someone that someone can depend on. Maybe you aren't necessarily that person's front row seat friend, like we were saying earlier, but I take a lot of pride in feeling that a lot of people are really happy to see me. It is really refreshing to like go to social places and like be warmly embraced by people, or people, wonder where you're at or how you're doing. Or I have like a larger friend group in Charleston, and I don't get invited to everything, but I'll tell you, when they do see me, everybody's really happy to see me. And I think that's because I don't find value in the drama. And even if you find yourself in a situation where you are being left out of things that you want to be involved in, just lead with love and be like, hey, like, I really enjoy spending time with you guys. And I saw you guys did this. Like, maybe next time if you go, let me know. And if it doesn't happen, then that's just sometimes the social situations, you may get left out of things. And I think you just have to feel good enough about yourself and the energy you're putting out into the universe. I think if you're putting your best foot forward, you won't feel as bad about not being included in things, because it's like it's not a you thing. Maybe it's a someone else thing, and you're doing the best you can. You're doing the best you can. So I
or
don't.
just or just throw a party and invite all of them over. Because then they're deciding if they want to come. So like that's what I loved like hosting. I love inviting people
Me
over
too.
because it's like I look at it and I go, all these people here came because I invited them. So it
Mm-hmm.
meant they wanted to see me
Mm-hmm.
and they wanted to be in my company. And then it's like very nice to know like, okay, not all the time when you have house parties, if you've got significant other friends come or whatever, like some of them might not be there for you, but if you get the right house setting and book club or whatever you're doing, like that can be a great way to also get new friends, make new friends, and also like yes, Autumn was talking about the top tier friend, but you like I don't think there is a tier level like it just you can just get on top of it. Like you might not be super close with one friend that you made like maybe 3 months ago, but you never know how close you guys could be in a year if you really enjoy spending time with them and you add to their life. You'll listen to them when they need it. You'll give them advice if they ask for it. And you're just a supportive person. Like, there's no telling where you could be on the like timeline of like friends.
The one thing I've learned, the most important thing I've learned, is just put your best foot forward all the time. Like, if you're just trying your best to do the best you can, then that's all that matters. Like, he said, and this pillow on the
She's
floor.
like, bye.
Bye.
Bye, pillow. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to go into the weekly game. These ones are more
Okay,
rapid fire. Let's do this.
I'm not gonna give an explanation to any of them. I'm just gonna say it.
We're Yap City today. Okay.
I'm ready.
Green or red flag? Always late.
Red flag.
Red flag. Doesn't like your partner.
Red flag.
Red flag. Still friends with your ex, girl.
Red flag, red flag, red flag.
Red flag, girl.
Red flag.
Bye. Never ask questions about your life.
Red flag.
Red flag.
What?
Forget your birthday.
Ugh. Red flag. It's gotta be red flag.
I think that's depends on how long you've been friends.
It's gotta be red flag, but I have had friends forget my birthday.
Yeah. Yeah, I have too. I say yellow flag. Orders food before you get there. Green flag. If like, who cares?
Yeah. Green flag because they'll likely have gotten an appetizer that we're both gonna enjoy.
Also, what if they got you a cocktail? What if they're at the Mexican restaurant, got you a margarita before you got there, and now you can sit down and have a margarita because you were late and that's your fault. So
yes.
Why are you not there yet?
Green flag.
Green flag. Genuinely hypes up your accomplishments.
Green flag.
Green flag, girl.
Green flag.
Green flag. Beautiful. Wonderful. Thank you. So, pressed petals. Let's dive in. Pressed petal for this week. I'm trying to think. I put together a little carousel on Instagram this week on Tuesday of pressed petals that you should move into this week. And one of them was picking up like after yourself or leaving somewhere better than you found it. I was thinking about that at the gym this morning. I think that's so just like wipe the bench down. Put the dumbbells away. Why am I getting on the leg press and there's 7 million pounds? I don't want to have to that's like in a workout. I usually think that like loading weight and unloading weight is a part of the exercise. And then especially when you're following like a workout plan and they're like, all right, on to the next exercise. I said, girl, you told me to push myself. What am I supposed to do? Throw this weight on the floor and leave? So yeah, leave it better than you found it. Like pick up after yourself. Like if you're at a restaurant, a fast food chain, you're at Chick-fil-A, don't leave your tray on the table dirty. Take that back to the trash. Why are you making them? They're my pleasure and up all day. Let them serve new customers. Be kind. Be kind and courteous.
I like that one.
Deadheading. Deadheading. Forgetting to turn my timesheet in on time.
Ooh,
that messed me up so bad this week. I forgot to turn my timesheet in on time 2 weeks ago, and so my job does bi-weekly paychecks.
So you didn't get any money.
I got half my paycheck, and all my money already got sorted into the accounts that goes towards like paying bills, and I was like,
you have no money.
God bless the ladies at my job.
You're going to be selling a top or two on Poshmark after this.
Well, it was so bad too, Hailey, because I have this Crabs and Crushes party on Sunday, and I was like, I have all of this stuff I have to buy on Amazon, and I have all these groceries I need to get, and I have no money. And I went to our payroll department on my hands and my knees, and I said, you beautiful women in the payroll department, please give me my money. What do you want from me? I'll send you a Starbucks gift card. Please give me my money. And they gave it to me. So I have to deadhead. They did. Shiny Pearl payroll department. Oh my gosh. Look, Wrigley. Shiny Pearl, the payroll department.
Yay, Shiny Pearl to the payroll department. Okay, I'm going to go. Press pedal for me.
Yes.
Making more things from scratch.
Ooh. Like what?
Well, I made butter.
Oh, girl, I saw that. I said, Miss Betty Crocker.
I made butter. I made homemade pesto. Mm-hmm. I made a full banana pudding.
Pesto?
I made a pesto, girl.
Girl.
I'm getting chefy with it.
So when am I flying into Vegas to get some fresh butter? And pesto?
Whenever you want to, but it's really hot here, so wait till fall.
Yeah.
Or I'll make it for you if I come visit you. That's what I'm press pedaling. More at home, fresh ingredient making food myself. Because I was like, butter can't be that hard to make, and it's cheaper this way. So yes, because I made butter and then all the milk turned into buttercream. So I got a twofer. I'm deadheading. I want to be basic and just say like scrolling on Instagram. I'm just like, I don't want to do it as much anymore. I've just been on my phone a lot more lately, so.
Well, I don't know if you saw a deadheading post I put out said that you can fine tune. I mean, scrolling less means just turning the phone off. But if you are
Yeah.
interested in more, I guess, say in what you're seeing, you have this like the tools on Instagram. Like you can go in. I remember like a while, probably like 6 or 7 months back, I was like, literally stop showing me politics. Like I don't want to see it. Like
Yeah, no,
if I want to,
it's tailored perfectly to me. I just can't
yeah,
stop watching
good.
it. So
Okay.
I'm gonna
Yeah, because that's
go.
something you could do. If you ever wanted to know, you can go on Instagram and
I
be
just
like,
need to
I
get off. I
don't.
just need to get off of it. I need to get one of those brick things that lets me.
Actually, come to think about it, now that I've learned everything I've learned about him, I'm going to go on Instagram and be like, if you show me one more thing about Riley Green,
Riley Green.
deleting this account.
Goodbye.
Deleting this account. Thank you guys for joining this week's episode. We had a really great time talking about being more discerning with friends and our friends in low places and all the fun things that go along with friendships and adulthood. If you have any questions or you want to share any of your stories about your friendships or things that you're going through or just want us to maybe talk about it in next week's episode, please leave those comments below. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Hailey, love talking to you.
Bye, guys. Love you.
See
This was
you.
fun. We are
This is
such
fun.
yappers today.